and welcome to our presentation on the Kazakh ethnicity. In this video, we'll explore the history, traditions, culture, and modern life of the Kazakh people. Our aim is to give you a clear understanding of who the Kazakhs are and how their unique culture has evolved over time. Kazakhstan is a country located in Central Asia, and it's known for its vast landscapes, rich traditions, and blend of the old and the new. Let's dive into the details, starting with their history. To really understand Kazakh culture, we have to go back in time a bit. For hundreds of years, the Kazakhs were nomads. They were famous for their skills with horses, herding animals, and moving across the steppes, those vast grassy plains that cover so much of Central Asia. This nomadic lifestyle was about survival, adaptation, and knowing the land. Things really started to change around the 15th century when the Kazakh Khanates came onto the scene. These were like loose political groups led by a Khan, or leader, who would oversee different regions. They laid down the early political foundation of what it means to be Kazakh. Fast forward a few centuries and we get to the 18th and 19th centuries, when the Russian Empire expanded into Central Asia. This brought Kazakhstan under Russian and later Soviet rule. And yeah, it had a huge impact. Language, culture, and even politics were influenced. But what's incredible is how the Kazakh people kept their traditions alive through all of it. Speaking of traditions, let's dive into some cultural highlights. Traditional Kazakh culture is deeply tied to their nomadic roots. One of the most iconic symbols of this culture is the yurt. A portable felt tent that was not only practical for moving around, but also beautifully decorated. Families would set up their yurts and live off the land. A major celebration in Kazakh culture is Nowruz, the New Year, which is celebrated in March. It's a time of renewal, kind of like spring cleaning, but with a lot more dancing, music, and feasting. Speaking of music, the Kazakhs have some amazing traditional instruments. The dombra, a two-stringed instrument, and the kovuz, a bowed instrument, are super important in their music and storytelling. Now, let's talk about religion. Most Kazakhs are Sunni Muslims, and Islam had been part of their culture since around the 8th century. But it's not the only influence. Before Islam, Kazakhs practiced shamanism, which includes belief in spirits and a deep connection to nature. Even today, some of these ancient beliefs are still part of Kazakh culture. Blending with their Islamic faith, it's really a unique mix that shows how history leaves its mark on a culture.
Ритуальной порчи, так и нам дал он белый. Обратно аудару, казахи говорят, аудару. Переводить молитвами на то, что покажут, аудару. И в один прекрасный день, я помню до сих пор, в обед, я лежал на диване и слышу голос. Не джатрасан, тур. Что ты лежишь? Вставай. Я испугался вообще. Знаешь, вот иду на диване. Черги отыр, ложись на, садись на. Қолыңды көтергивай, руки поднимай. Я поднял руки, и он мне говорит, голос, проси прощения у Господа, у Аллаха проси прощения, что ты. Вот, ну не стал принимать прощения. И я начал вспоминать мамины рассказы, что один дедушка там костоправом был, другой мечеть держал, имам был, другой был бахсе, помогал людям, очищал. Я-то вспомнил. Господь сказал, и создал я вас разных по цвету кожи, национальности и вероисповедания, но от меня у вас у каждого душа. Поэтому человек должен быть добрым. Чаще всего проблема – это здоровье, закрыты дороги, не могут выйти замуж, жениться, родить детей. Мои ангелы, да, они мне ложат информационно. Показывает, бывает, на мне показывает. Диагностика идет на мне. Человека желудок болит, мне желудок поддавливает. Человек печень болит, печень колет, поддавливает. Вот. Диагностика через меня идет, бывает так. Бывает просто информацию кладут. Человек пришел, говорит, вот так, очищение. Вот. Единственное, что хочу пожелать всем людям, чтобы все мы давали установку на позитив. Аллах!
Okay, time for one of my favorite topics, food. Kazakh cuisine is seriously hearty and reflects their history as nomads. A lot of the traditional dishes are based on meat and dairy, like beshbarmak. It's basically boiled meat with pasta, and it's the national dish. There's also gazi, a traditional sausage made from horse meat. Yes, you heard that right, horse meat. It's a delicacy there. Fermented dairy products are a huge part of the Kazakh diet too. Kumis is a drink made from fermented mare's milk, and it's definitely a unique taste. Hospitality is a big deal in Kazakh culture. If you're ever invited into a Kazakh home, expect to be offered tea, bread, and a whole spread of dishes. It's not just about the food, it's about showing respect and welcoming guests warmly. Art is another area where the Kazakh culture really shines. Traditional crafts are not just about decoration, they're about storytelling and identity. Felt making is one of the oldest crafts in Kazakhstan, used for everything from clothing to carpets and, of course, the yurts. Kazakh jewelry is also stunning, usually made of silver, with intricate designs that often have symbolic meanings. It's not just about looking pretty, it's a way to show your tribe or your family status.
Я постоянно что-то придумываю, я только отталкиваюсь от традиционных изделий и делаю что-то свое. Сложностью техники, наверное.
Then, there are the carpets, which are way more than something to cover your floor. They're a form of art that connects to Kazakh history, often featuring designs that symbolize protection, nature, and tradition. Alright, so what does Kazakh life look like today? Well, since gaining independence from the Soviet Union in 1991, Kazakhstan has undergone a huge transformation. The country's cities like Almaty and Nur-Sultan are super modern and vibrant, but they still have a lot of that traditional flair. Kazakh is the official state language, but Russian is still spoken widely, especially in urban areas. This kind of bilingualism is a part of Kazakhstan's Soviet past, but it's also a big part of modern identity. Nowadays, you see Kazakh culture expressed in so many new ways, from pop music that mixes traditional melodies with modern beats, to films that explore Kazakhstan's history and culture in fresh ways. In conclusion, the Kazakh people have a rich cultural history that blends ancient traditions with modern influences. Their story is one of adaptation and resilience, showing how a culture can maintain its roots even while embracing change. We hope this presentation gave you a deeper understanding of Kazakh culture and its place in the modern world. Thanks for watching!